Welcome back to another episode of the Dropback Podcast. I am Bradley, as always, joined by my co-host Zane. And if you missed last episode, go give that a listen if you haven't already. But how are you doing today, Zane?
Dude, I'm doing great. All right, the Dolphins lost. I mean, we picked them, but the Dolphins lost, and that's always a W. As someone who hates the Dolphins, it wasn't in a good fashion, of course, but I mean, week 2 of football's here, so at least my team plays in a couple of days, right?
Yeah, week
Feels
two
like
of football's here.
yeah.
Our Bills take is looking a little shaky right now.
Well, hey, there's 15 games, guys, and I just want to say, when you're playing Tua turn the ball over, it's gonna be like this, all right? We didn't account
Yeah,
for the fact that the Bills haven't lost in 6 meetings. In the last 6 meetings, all right? Didn't think
yeah,
Tua was going to throw 3 picks in a half, or basically a half. Allen didn't even
yeah.
have to do anything.
Tua is just honestly his injury. I'll start off with his injury first,
Let's start off with
and
it.
then I think Tua needs to retire.
I agree.
He needs to retire. It's football's such a small part of your life.
Yeah,
It's not worth risking. Like in
yeah.
10 years, will you even remember your wife's name or something? Like it's getting to that concern. Like
4 grade, like highest grade concussions in 2.5 years.
yeah,
It's not
um,
okay.
it is really not okay.
And like, football's here, right? Like, if y'all can see, football's here. Football's like way up here. If this is off camera, sweet. If it's not, all right, fine. Um, Yeah, it's like way up here. Family is way up here. That is way more important than football way down here. All right,
100%.
like it doesn't compare. You need to
And
be
the
the coach of your family more than you are the quarterback of a team. I think that's what Mike McDaniel said or something like that to Tua, which I
yeah,
respect, by the way.
yeah, very respectful of like Mike McDaniel saying that it showed that he didn't even really care about the game of football at that moment. He just cared about Tua's health, and you can care that Mike McDaniel really cares about Tua and his players by just the way he talks about them. But yeah, Tua needs to retire. It's you seriously got to think of it. Think
I
about
just
that.
I don't want to be that guy, but I think about future a lot. If Tua retires, what are they going to do?
Yeah, yeah, that does leave a big question mark. I mean, Ryan Tannehill's in free agency.
That would be
Give
fine. Hey,
give him a call.
sometimes you got to go backward to go forward. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
and the Dolphins would still have like a
100% season.
pretty decent record.
Yeah. That's not.
Um,
They're not gonna go where we had them. They honestly it could flip flop and be like 7-10. But Bills probably end up taking this division.
yeah, I mean, I don't think Tua is that good of a quarterback that he's truly the reason the Dolphins are being held back on
He's
a
very
football level.
he's on a
On a
football level.
football,
But like at the same time, he's definitely better than Ryan Tannehill.
he is. He's better than like these backups and um, couch potato guys. Like,
Hey,
um,
Joe Flacco's a couch potato guy. All right.
dude, hold up. This
Hold up.
fit. I didn't even think about Joe Flacco, but he's in Indianapolis, so
Sure.
I would give the Colts a call.
I
They
would
understand dealing with early retirements, so
I would give the Browns a call. Jameis
no,
Winston.
no way,
I
no
would.
way the Browns would even consider that.
They have like 4 quarterbacks on roster though.
But yeah, but
Like
Deshaun Watson, he's not going to be the starting quarterback at the end of the year.
probably not. He probably
Um,
won't.
but other than Tua's injury, I think Tua played awful in this game.
Yeah, it was unfortunate but true. The picks were just
Um,
bad decisions, bad throws. The first one wasn't his fault. I will say that much. The second one, he misread the read. The third one was just awful.
and there was a lot of overthrows
Yeah.
in this game.
I mean,
Just
all
him
his
missing
like,
passes.
all his missing passes were because he just missed his target.
Yeah, and the commentators were trying to defend him, like, the misread or the miscommunication. The connection's not there.
The Robbie Anderson throw. Why are you throwing it to Robbie Anderson anyway? Or
Yeah.
Robbie, whatever his name is anymore. I don't even know. Chosen
Yeah.
Anderson. I don't know. Why are you throwing it to him in the first place? And that looked like a perfect curl route that Robbie did. So that definitely wasn't a go. So that no matter what, that route is wrong.
Yeah, it was not like anything other than a comeback route, like
Yeah, I come back not a curl, but yeah,
or curl, yeah, whatever
whichever
the
one.
correct terminology is.
Yeah. Um.
But Josh Allen,
Yeah.
we're wrong about this Bills team. The Bills defense looks really good. Sean McDermott is creating like he's a defensive minded coach,
Yeah.
and his play calling's great.
James Cook breakout, I think, is what's really helping this team right now.
Yes, James Cook, because they don't have to rely on Josh Allen as much to run the ball.
Yeah, they do, but they don't at the same time.
Yeah,
Like
and Josh Allen is putting into that like Patrick Mahomes. Like he is turning into a true number two.
yeah, the true number two QB. I agree.
Yeah,
Um, but we did say before the season with our record predictions, this whole division would be all wrong if Allen played like Mahomes. So that was my one defense with this. Um, yeah, I don't know. This game ended at halftime, unfortunately. So there's not much on this game other than A Chain and James Cook had phenomenal days, and I'm so sorry to the few people I know who had to play against James Cook and A Chain at the same time.
I had to play against James Cook.
I have both of them in a couple leagues, so I apologize to my victims. I mean, yeah, my victim. It's okay. My QB was Tua, so it evened out on one of them.
Yeah, I think the Bills could win this division if what we saw from the Jets Monday night is what we're gonna see for the rest of the season.
Easy.
The Bills could take this easily.
Watch the division flip, like what we have, or like what I had on it. Watch it be the complete opposite.
Yeah, watch the Patriots be the 2 seed fighting for a playoff
That
spot.
would make my day. Like the Bills are the 1 seed, Patriots are the 2 seed, Jets are the 3 seed, Dolphins are the 4. That'd make my year.
Yeah.
Brissett's like Brissett is the one who's doing it, and then they bring in May for the playoffs. And then golden.
Brissett gets injured in the playoffs. Not a serious injury, but Drake May comes in, leads y'all to a Super Bowl.
That'd be huge.
I'd be so upset.
I would not. I'd be so happy.
Well, I'd be happy for you, but I'd be so upset as a Steelers fan. I'd be like, no way, getting a franchise quarterback. But
Yeah, no. I'm just looking at the stats. I'm trying to pull up the box scores. Hold on, team stats. Let's pull this up.
I don't think the wide receivers are as bad as we think they are for the Bills.
Really and truthfully, I was a little worried about Coleman. He didn't have to do anything though. Shakir looks a lot better than I thought he would.
Yeah.
Ty Johnson burned Jalen Ramsey, which was funny, and then Dalton Kincaid looks solid. So like they're fine. They will be fine. I think if they play a team with actual good corners, like an actual good like corner group, and they weren't getting turnover after turnover on them, like the Dolphins were giving them with good field position, um, the Bills might have a little trouble. But
I'm interested to see this Bills offense against a real good defense.
I am, which like the Dolphins defense isn't bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But it's not bad.
Their corners, like Jalen Ramsey, just needs to retire.
He was fine for most of the game.
Yeah, he got burnt a handful of times.
Yeah, he got burnt like twice. I will say this Bills defense looks a lot better than I thought they would. DeMar Hamlin does not look like how he did a few years ago. Benford, I knew Benford was solid. Douglas was solid. Rapp plays better than I thought he would. Lewis is playing better. Rousseau is looking phenomenal. And Ed Oliver's looking like they truly. Von Miller came back actually looking good too. Overall, the defense looks so much better than we both thought that they were gonna look like completely like we downplayed this team.
I was worried about their corners, but they play a lot of zone, so they don't have to really rely on the corners
Exactly.
as much.
Exactly. So like we misread this as a man team, and they weren't a man team. I don't know why we didn't look more into the film on that, but
Yeah. To be fair, I've just recently been watching a lot of film.
I need to start watching.
Recently, very recently.
The Bills only had, by the way, they only had 230 or 47 yards in this
I
game.
mean, whenever you start at like the 40-yard line
Exactly, it doesn't. Meanwhile, the
each
Dolphins had
possession.
351.
Go to if you don't mind, go to the possession. How long they held the ball? I'm just curious.
Is that in here?
Time of possession, yeah. It's in under team stats, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like 30 minutes, like 5 minutes or something. Like, it's something crazy.
Oh, dude, is it not in here?
Oh, but
No,
total
surely.
points
Oh,
75 to 45.
36.
36 to 23. Nice.
Golly. I mean,
Insane.
yeah, I mean, whenever you only have to go down and score with only half the field,
Yeah,
you're
or you
gonna.
throw in a pick six. Um,
Yeah.
I think Tua should have gotten points in that for fantasy, to be honest. He threw a touchdown, alright? It worked. Just making sure my stuff worked. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much on this game other than Allen looks great. Yeah, he didn't have to do much, but he looked great. Like, I don't count his. That's basically halftime stats. That's how I'm looking at his stats right now. It's just like what he would have had at halftime. James
yeah.
Cook, phenomenal breakout year. Love to see it. And then
I I think I can confidently say right now, I think Josh Allen is a better quarterback, all around better quarterback than Lamar Jackson.
he. If he wins MVP, I can give him QB2.
I don't know if he even has to win or
I think
QB
he
two
does.
or MVP because Josh Allen, the only other quarterback that does what Patrick Mahomes does is Josh Allen in this league.
True.
Um, and Lamar's incredible. I'm not saying Lamar's
Yeah.
any worse than him. It is very close, but I would probably give the edge to Josh Allen right now. It's only 2 weeks in, to be fair.
That's valid. Allen's
So,
looked good.
and
I
funny
yeah.
stat,
What
the
was that?
Bills are like 12-13 or 12-1 against the Dolphins in the past like 5 years or something.
Yeah, which we should have thought of when we were looking at this. Oof.
Oh, I knew that. I knew that statistic then.
I'm going to change my mind completely. Like, when we were
Because
doing the record predictions, I would have changed my whole mind. Like, the Bills would have just been 10-7, Dolphins would have been 9-8.
I was like, okay, the Bills had a little bit of a rough start at the beginning of the Cardinals game, and I thought the Dolphins could come out here, be explosive, take the big lead. No, I was wrong.
Preacher to acquire. That's exactly my thought process.
But that's okay.
Yeah. Mighty unfortunate.
Um,
Honestly, last thing on this game, though, praying for Tua. Hope he's okay. Focus on your family,
yes,
man. That's what matters
for
most.
100%.
Record predictions, right? I kind of just move right into record predictions, which is the other half of this episode. If y'all didn't know, this is your first week. Welcome, and thank you for making it this far. If you're on YouTube, awesome. And if you're not on YouTube, check it out. We're showing our faces. We got videos going. Not videos going. We're gonna get that eventually, but we got stuff going otherwise too. So check it out on YouTube. If you're not, if you just want to listen to a podcast, awesome too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Vegas. Yeah.
Vegas and Baltimore. Let me pull up. Did you do your week 2, by the way? Or did you forget?
Yeah, I did. Did you forget? I should actually pull that up right here.
It said I didn't do it, but like I did do it. Oh wait, it says I picked the Dolphins. It said I picked the Bills, but I like didn't do it at the same time.
Well, I'll start while you're.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me do
Um,
this.
both teams coming off losses. Baltimore's the significantly better team. Um, I'm curious. I'm excited to watch this game to see how the Ravens' offensive line um, competes against the Raiders' defensive line, because the Raiders' defensive line looks scary.
Yeah,
So I'm still giving the edge to Baltimore, or not edge. I'm giving it to Baltimore. Baltimore is winning.
yeah. See, for me, I agree. I think Baltimore's gonna win this game. It's just because of no QB in Vegas. Like that's gonna make it a lot easier. Like you said, defense
Yeah,
is gonna be good. It's like low scoring, lower scoring. Like probably like 21 points from Baltimore and like 10 from Vegas if they're lucky. Um, I think Lamar will have a decent game, or at least a decent passing game, hopefully for once. Likely is gonna get involved again this week. I don't know. I expect a not a blowout, but just Baltimore easy win.
yeah.
Week the game two. Oh my gosh, this poor Panthers team, man. They for real. Them and the Giants aren't gonna win any games.
The Panthers, I seriously think are going to go 0-17. This team is awful.
It is horrible. They almost could go quarterback if the quarterback class was good. If the
I don't
quarterback
even
class was
think.
good, I could watch
Forget
them.
about quarterback.
Yeah,
Forget about
I
quarterback.
agree.
You
You got
got to focus on this team, like
yeah,
every other
yep.
position,
Mm-hmm. Travis Hunter first overall right now. Carolina.
because you invested so much money in this offensive line on not that good of players,
Yeah, you go
and
for or you go for the defense. You go for the tackle.
you just need to just I don't know, honestly, with this team.
Name the quarterbacks don't have pocket presence, which is unfortunate to say after Tua last night, but gosh darn it, it is still true.
Yeah, they're just
Name
so
the
used to having a good offensive line.
You just don't have a pocket presence, which I'm going to continue that trend even when I'm doing my um, recordings for quarterbacks. I'll do Milrow, and hopefully he looks different than the rest of them. But back to the games. Chargers, Carolina. Chargers, I think, are probably going to handily win this game. Not like the Saints game. Like, okay, I expect a few more points. 14 points, maybe 17 points out of Carolina, and then probably like 28 out of the Chargers.
I don't know. The Chargers looked good. They surprised me week one for
They did.
how low I was on the Chargers.
Yeah.
I was very surprised.
They could be a playoff team, which looks bad on us again because I had them 7-10.
Yeah.
It's
Our
fine.
boy Lad McConkey,
Look good.
he's growing up on us.
Yeah, high motor little boy. High motor little boy. Yeah, Chargers are mine for this one. So,
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
got?
Chargers.
Chargers, cool.
Yeah,
Well, leads you to the next one.
Saints and Dallas. I'm excited to see if the Saints offense was just like
Fraud.
it was against
Fraud
an
thing.
awful defense,
Yeah.
and see if they can put up any points. I mean, Derek Carr will look this. I can't, I don't know if this. I don't know if I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to say here before I say it, because I don't want to make it sound. This Dallas defense might be surprised of how different it is playing an awful quarterback to Derek Carr might surprise them. That's ultimately what I'm trying to say, and it might take them out off surprise. But I'm still taking Dallas here.
Dallas. See, that's fair. I was looking into Orlando. Their O line looks so much better than last year. My goodness, we were worried about that
Orlando.
offseason. Orlando, Orlando, New Orleans, New Orleans. The Saints O line looks so much better than last. Like last season. Like, remember we were worried about that?
Yes.
We thought they were going to be mid, maybe, but they looked phenomenal last game. Guaranteed was the Panthers, so grain of salt. Um,
Yeah, the Saints still have an asterisk by their name in my eyes
they
because
really
it was
they're,
against the
they're on front
Panthers.
watch. They really are a
Uh,
front watch team. So I will give it to Dallas. I just think Dallas's roster stacks up really well. Honestly, don't expect a high scoring game here either, though.
yeah.
Like, also something I really did notice on film: running backs are back. Did you see it? I don't know how much you got to watch a running backs. They are back.
Oh, are you talking about like it's more of like a rushing league right now?
Statistically speaking,
Because I did notice that week one, like
hold on.
the passing game wasn't there, but like every team's running back just cooked week
Forty
one.
percent week one versus okay. So running this year, week one it was 40%. Last year it was 30%. It's because teams are playing higher safeties and stuff right now.
Yeah, yeah, because like whenever you have two safety deeps, um, teams will definitely run the ball more. It's just
I think why we saw James Cook actually go off against um, that
yeah,
Dolphins team low key. If they just had him on, he could just go right through.
yeah. Oh, this is gonna be a good
Game.
game.
I think
Uh,
I think Detroit's got it though.
yeah,
I think it's gonna be Detroit. I think Tampa. I think Baker's gonna look good, but
I would love, I would love to see the Bucks win their division and go
uh,
deep in the playoffs this year,
I would too. Baker.
just to see the Browns cry.
Nah, I for real. After they cut Baker, I was like instantly not a Browns fan. I was like, you are the least favorite franchise of all time now.
Yeah, like I've always wanted to cheer for Baker, but I couldn't until he went to the Bucks, until he went to the Panthers and
And then the Rams, I loved that
the
game. This
Rams.
is what saved his career.
Dude, oh my gosh, I forgot about that Rams game.
Eh,
That was a beautiful day. I remember
for,
that.
for them, not the Broncos.
Um,
Yeah, I fully expected Detroit to win this game, but Tampa's gonna keep it at least within range, right? Like, there's no way.
I'm taking the Bucks.
You're gonna take the Bucks? All right,
I'm taking the Bucks.
take the upset.
It's
Put that on
still
your
so
pick.
hard to trust Baker, though. I got to see more consistency.
Are you putting that on your pick'ems?
I am. I just did, yeah.
Okay. Um, yeah, that leads us into the next game with the Colts and Packers. What are you thinking?
um. So Malik Willis is playing this game, and I think the wide receivers will struggle because Jordan Love has built this
Wide receiver core?
the chemistry with the wide receiver core that I think there will be a new quarterback in, so they're gonna struggle a bit more getting the chemistry back, um, gaining the chemistry with Malik Willis. And the Colts looked phenomenal week one, so
Uh, I wouldn't say phenomenal, but
they kept up with the Texans.
well, yeah, when you're just chucking it deep every play, I mean, you're gonna hit. Yeah, even a bad clock strikes the same thing twice. Come on.
Yeah, I thought the Colts looked. I don't know about phenomenal. Phenomenal maybe is the wrong word. Um, good.
Listen, good. I just want to say. If you're not throwing over 50%, you didn't look good to me. He was 19 for, or 9 for 19.
But there were some drops by his wide
There was some
receivers too.
drops.
So
There was
if we
some
do the
drops.
math,
So he was 10 for 19.
that is above 50%, is it?
50%. Yes, it is. Cool.
So
You take away, but if you go just the short throws, he was 6 for 9 for 40 yards.
It's funny to me that Anthony Richardson he just has to deal with all his accuracy problems. Long, middle, short.
He's like he's like Joe Milton but younger, 4 years younger.
Dude, if Melton would have just gotten into the draft, uh, went into the NFL 4 years ago, I could have been talking about Joe Milton like I talked about Anthony Richardson.
Maybe, honestly,
Um,
yeah.
but I'm taking the Colts.
I am too. It's like it's pretty obvious with Green Bay having a backup QB. It's too easy.
Uh,
Um. Okay. This game here, Cleveland and Jacksonville. Okay. I'm worried on both sides. I'm a little less worried with Jacksonville. I'm worried for them to finish the game, but Cleveland won't score points. But they got a great defense. So honestly, I'm gonna go Jacksonville in this game because I think QB I can trust more. The defense played like actually pretty solid. And just Cleveland all around. Just I don't think they have what it takes right now at QB to win. So I'm gonna take Jacksonville.
yeah. This is hard because
It is.
the Browns' defense is a lot better than Jacksonville's, but
Jacksonville's defense was good though. Week one.
it did look better than I thought. But how if you can't score, how are you going to win a football game? Actually, the Steelers proved it week one, field goals.
Well, when you have a good kicker, yeah.
um, I'm taking Cleveland.
That's
I
fair.
don't trust Jacksonville finishing a game.
See, yeah, and that was my thing. I'm like, I don't trust him finishing a game, but do you trust Deshaun Watson more?
I think
Yeah,
I think Jameis Winston will come in at halftime.
interesting. That early in the season, I can see it week four.
I mean, after that game, do you not think like Kevin Stefanski does he not go in his office and just sit there and watch the film and think,
It's time.
I think it's time. Like, it's crazy to say that week one,
Week two, even maybe a little crazy. I say week three, week four, maybe. It all just depends.
but if Deshaun Watson comes out like he did last game, you got to throw Jameis Winston in.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. Um,
Yeah,
but
so
yeah,
we got to split that. And
yeah,
obviously we have it on our app. We'll track it for later. Probably post them.
yeah. Go follow our TikTok if you haven't already.
Go check that out. We actually made an Instagram too. If you want to give that a follow on Instagram, we're gonna start posting on there soon. So
Yes.
you got San Fran in Minnesota though.
This will be another fun game because
Similar.
can Sam Darnold keep doing what he was doing week one?
Revenge game.
Because you're going from the worst defense in the league to possibly one of the better,
Giants have the worst defense.
one of the worst. I'm not gonna say worst. Yeah, one of the worst. Because after watching Carolina, I don't think. I think I would rather have a JV middle school football team's defense out there than Carolina's.
Exactly. I'll take App State. That's just the first team. I'll take their defense over Carolina's right now. This is the first team that
Yeah.
popped in my head.
That is a weird team that just popped in your head.
I blame playing college football 25.
Um, but I'm taking the 49ers.
Honestly, see, I want Sam Darnold to like get a revenge game in. It would be so funny. I just think San Fran's just gonna win. Like they're off. Well, okay, with CMC not playing, I'm a little worried, but I
Uh,
still think they just have the talent, and
but Jordan Mason, he came in
he is a
and
stud.
just
The Gallatin man himself is a stud.
did
I'm not
perfectly
worried.
fine.
Yeah, they should be perfectly fine in theory. Um,
I
yeah,
would love for Sam Darnold to just have an amazing season.
I'll call for um,
get like a get like a Brock Osweiler contract
That's so funny.
and free agency.
That would be hilarious.
um,
Let's see. Okay, my favorite game of the week: Seattle and New England. New England, man. I picked against this once, and I won't do it again because it's my own team and it's just wrong. And frankly, I like our stack up. And with Seattle not having their top running back and them missing a couple of defensive players, I'm going to take us in a boring game like last week. So I think New
yeah,
England wins like 14-13, like this past one.
and Seattle didn't look great until the second half. So, um,
So I
but
I
but
really I'm gonna give New England this one just as a bias person.
I'm going with Seattle
I,
because I'm nervous for Jacob Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett, yeah. Drake May
Yeah.
comes in at half, throws for 300 yards, 4 touchdowns and a half.
Dude, it's still way too early for
Man,
Drake May.
he has 30% of the practices right now for first team.
30%. Okay,
Yeah.
working him.
Well, that's what they're gonna give him, which makes sense. He's still getting coverage designs and everything, so it's fine.
Yeah. And eventually he'll have to come in.
I
Eventually.
expect week 15, 16, 17. Yeah, he might come in.
Um, but yeah, taking New England. Or taking Seattle. Whoa, 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 whoa. No.
Oh, boo, boo.
Um, the Jets versus the Tennessee Titans.
Final score 6-3. No, low key.
Tennessee's offense scared me week one.
They looked
Will Levis
they looked fine
scared
first
me.
half, but the second half they like fell off a cliff. The O line died. Will Levis looked like he was begging
He
on
fell on his knees in the second half.
yeah, fell on his knees in the second half instead of in Walmart. Like I don't know.
Uh,
I was a little worried that second half. Um,
yeah. Um, I'm giving it to the Jets. I still trust the Jets. It was a very difficult week one opponent.
it was.
Um, their defense looked a little worse than I thought, but it's against the 49ers. But it's against the Niners. So I I think
I think Jets
the
got it. I
Titans.
agree with you. I think
Yeah, I
Jets
think
get
the
it.
Jets.
It's especially with how the Jets D line is versus the Titans O line. Yeah, yeah. Sauce will probably have a
Yeah.
pick in this game. D Hop's
Yeah.
playing, but it's not going to be good otherwise. D Hop Ridley. I mean, like the Tennessee offense, if they do it right, they should be good, but they won't do it right, so it doesn't matter. Um,
Yeah, the Titans just hurt themselves. That's how they lose football games.
this next game, the Giants and Commanders. This New York team will lose. I think Washington takes this at home. Like you mentioned, Giants didn't look good week one. Daniel Jones looks terrible. Neither team really has defense, but I trust low key. I can't believe I said it. The rookie quarterback I trust more than I do Daniel Jones. How Daniel Jones has made it 7 years in the league or something like that now, I have no idea. But
As a starting quarterback too.
yeah, wild. He made it longer than all of the 2021 class except Trevor Lawrence.
Oh,
It's wild.
that's a shame. Yeah, I'm taking the Commanders. I have no trust in the Giants at all.
Which they could prove us wrong. They could very well. But as of right after week one, I trust nothing to do with this Giants team.
Yeah, there's no way you can convince me that Daniel Jones should be the starting quarterback. But they're trapped in a contract, so
They are trapped until this next year, where they can, I think, get kind of out. So,
yeah.
in a minute.
Um,
Good game next.
yeah, Matthew Stafford is a top 5 quarterback in this league. He is so good, so talented. Um, The Rams take this. Cooper Kupp could possibly be back. Um, yeah, but I am worried about this Rams offensive line. But I'm not too worried because it's against the Cardinals defensive line. Um, the reason I am worried about this Rams offensive line is because they had like 4 offensive linemen get injured, and there were already like 2 injured already.
Yep.
So it's just like, but I trust Matthew Stafford. I think he can get the job done. Um, it's just phenomenal how good Matthew Stafford is. I love watching Matthew Stafford.
See,
Um,
I trust Stafford. I don't trust the rest of this team. And frankly, I think Kyler wins this one. They're at home. That's why I have them winning. I think this is a split division game. Arizona put up 33 on the Bills, and they looked better than Miami did against the Bills and everything. So I think Arizona will win this one. I think it'll be a close game, like 24-17 or 24-20. But I honestly think Arizona takes it because they are at home and they will probably win the home matchup and then lose the away matchup like it usually is. For like divisional matchups, everybody splits most of the time unless it's like the Bills, who are
yeah,
probably going to end up winning all except like 2 or something.
yeah, I'm giving it to the Rams.
I understand. Yeah, I just like Arizona for this game. Um,
I, I think I think the Matthew Stafford can chop up this Cardinals defense.
he could. He very well could. Um, I just don't trust them at wide receiver besides, or not Puka, besides Cup because they don't have Puka.
Tyler Johnson played really well.
We
He
did.
stepped up whenever Puka got injured. So
Yeah, it very well could prove me wrong, which is fine. I think Arizona takes it.
but I see why you're taking Arizona.
Mm-hmm. And I will let you do this next one, just FYI, because
Um, I feel so bad for Bo Nix. Oh my gosh, Bo Nix might get killed in this game.
he probably will. R.I.P.
Because if TJ Watt, sorry, go ahead.
I said I'll have the funeral crew ready. Don't worry.
If TJ Watt played like he did last week, oh my, I am nervous for Bo Nix. Um, and I'm taking the Steelers.
Yeah.
Because they're my team, and the Broncos didn't look too great week 1.
I think Bo Nix looked fine week 1. Their defense actually looked good. They were getting
Their
pressure.
defense did look good.
And play calling wise, I think Bo Nix is still just adjusting to the league and everything. Like they're still getting used to everything, and they're starting off slow. I do agree Pittsburgh's probably gonna win this game. Um, Frankly, if Russell Wilson was playing, I'd pick Denver just for that reason. But since it is Fields, he'll probably manage it a little bit better, and I think Pittsburgh takes it in like an 18-10 fashion. That feels very familiar to something. I don't know why.
Did you see just Russell Wilson wearing his pads on the sideline, even though he's inactive?
I didn't. It's funny though.
He was wearing his whole outfit on the sideline. He's one of those guys that's like, "Hey, coach, put me in."
He was probably emergency QB for the game.
No, he was inactive. Like he couldn't have went
He
in.
like inactive for third QB.
Oh, but still.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I'll do these next 2 since you did the last 2 though. I will say I think Pittsburgh does take that game. And then this game, Cincinnati at Kansas City, with Cincinnati having players already rolled out, a lot of good players for them rolled out. Kansas City probably does take this game. Not just probably, they will take this game and start off the season 2-0. Bengals always lose the first 2 games of the season and then get hot from there. So I expect a loss here anyway. And honestly, Kansas City looked on fire. I'm just hoping Xavier Worthy doesn't score. Yeah.
yeah.
My Cincinnati.
I'm worried for the Bengals. going into this season because Joe Burrow didn't have that too great of a game week 1, but he is coming off an injury.
He had a good game. Timeout. He had a good game.
Not like a
Touchdown stolen from him because his tight ends don't know how to play football. All right, that would have been two. It would have been 200 yards and 2 touchdowns.
but he didn't look the same to me in the pocket though.
I mean, yeah, I kind of.
Uh,
I can see that.
I think he's still recovering from that injury. I think. So I'm giving it to Kansas City. They're just too good, and the Bengals are still trash talking the Chiefs. That was in 2021. You need to stop it.
They have beat them since too. So to be fair,
But not in an important game though.
well, true, not playoff.
You cannot speak until you beat them in the playoffs.
They've done it more than everybody, so I can
appreciate. To be fair, they have, yes.
Yeah, so I give them a little credit. Oh wow. Huh.
Well, I'm just very biased. So.
No, you're fine. I'm just looking at the next game. Oh brother. Oh, poor Caleb Williams. That man is a bust. Oh man. No, I'm just kidding.
Caleb Williams is a bust? What?
That's our take. That's your title, guys. That's where the title came from. Congrats.
Dude, that's a crazy title.
I low-key want to do it so bad. I vote. I vote in favor. All jokes aside, Chicago at Houston. Houston looked good. They really did, and Chicago did not offensively, which was shocking because I thought Chicago would look a lot better. Frankly, Houston will probably take this game pretty blowout fashion. I'll be like, I don't want to watch this game anymore. It's gonna be kind of that game. So, I think Houston takes this game.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think about Caleb Williams as like a rookie quarterback. Like I didn't think him being a rookie would affect him as much as it did.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
This class has it, I think. So it's like
they really do.
They're the only two that look normal right now, but they haven't played.
Yeah, they have not played a game yet. But I'm giving it to Houston. Yeah. Hopefully, what I want to see from the Bears is to see some consistent offense.
I want to see Caleb Williams throw a touchdown and have over 150 yards passing. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Which shouldn't be too demanding in a standard game of football. That's at least my thoughts. I mean,
fair, yeah.
He had like 98 yards. Like, dude, come
on. But he got the win.
Yeah.
It was fully on Caleb's. If Caleb Williams' aura was not there, they would have lost that game 100%.
Levis actually fell to his knees. He saw Caleb Williams' aura and just fell.
Yeah. And that's why they looked. That's why they won week 1. Honestly, it had nothing to do with their defense, special teams.
Yeah, even 3 touchdowns. No.
Strictly Caleb Williams' aura.
Oh yeah, obviously. I mean, come on. Aura's all that matters in football.
I mean, really look at it. Like if you go back to the Bengals, 2021 season, if Burrow was not there, no way the defense would have stepped up.
As a Joe Burrow fan, hit it. Everybody is legendary. I think about it all the time, to be honest.
Burrow did not even play that great in the playoff run.
He really didn't.
And that's the funny thing. Like, people don't give Matthew Stafford the credit he deserved as much as they talked about Burrow leading that Bengals team.
Yeah. Which in the playoffs, or in the Super Bowl, it wasn't his fault. It was the O-line's fault. They win that game if the O-line blocked for another second. Actually, or if P. Ryan catches the football.
Oh, well, they did it.
No, they didn't.
Yeah,
we move on.
Dag nabbit, I'm so sad. No.
I know. They win one more. They're closer than y'all do, and.
Okay.
I'll just decide. Final game Monday night.
Yeah. Do you think we could see Kirk Cousins get benched in this game?
Not this week. They just paid him 180 million.
They did, but if
It would take.
he's literally, I think if you put a statue in the pocket, I think that statue would move more than Kirk Cousins.
Unfortunately, I almost agree. Yeah, that's kind of a good way to put it.
uh, uh, just yeah, I would be sweating if I was a Falcons fan right now because they might be a little screwed for the future
Mm-hmm.
paying Kirk Cousins.
I agree.
And remember, they were like reportedly scared to pay Lamar like an extra like 200 million.
Dumb. Imagine this team with Lamar right now. Goodness gracious. Come on,
Yeah,
Rob.
but yeah, we were truly robbed. But the Falcons had a different game plan. Kirk Cousins was very used to being under center and
Yeah.
took a lot of snaps from shotgun, pistol, and that was very abnormal from.
I expect his standard then this next week.
I really don't. I don't expect to see Kirk Cousins under center. I mean, I think they should. They should, but I think they're scared.
I'm going to call for the play caller to be fired.
I think they're just scared for Kirk Cousins' injury. Like, I think that's why he didn't move around that much because Kirk Cousins was scared.
Getting back from it, honestly, because it does take some time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's Philly this game, right?
Yeah, 100%.
It's Philly.
And the Falcons' defense didn't even look that great in the Steelers Falcons.
I mean, well, they did. They only let y'all get field goals.
Come on now.
They were like
Come
40 yards. They were 40 yarders. All right, come on.
They were, but our offense is just awful. Like our play calling was not. I wasn't too excited. It was a lot more deep balls than usual, which is crazy to say. Like I'm happy about.
Yeah.
But it's just like
it's nice.
I don't know. AJ Terrell got absolutely cooked against George Pickens.
It's George Pickens.
And it's George Pickens, best wide receiver in the league.
Yeah, should have been a Patriot. Best wide receiver in the league. Mm-hmm.
Tyreek Hill, who? Jefferson, who? Never heard of those guys.
Case who? Stevie who?
KJ Osborne, who?
Oh, no. Hey, he was the MVP apparently of week 2.
He did.
The donation stuff side of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only player award the Patriots are going to get all year.
The only MVP.
If we get Coach of the Year, I'd be so happy. Like, if Mayo won Coach of the Year, I'd be like, this is a good year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Patriots will be better than you think.
Probably. I mean, I still feel like 6-11 actually felt fine now. After that last game.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's rough. It's still gonna be a rough year.
Possibly. Or playoff bound.
Hey, if we go playoff bound, I do believe our coach deserves Coach of the Year. Nobody else.
Yeah.
Our defensive coordinator looked good too. So.
Who is he? What's his name?
DeMarcus Covington or something like that. It's some like really long name that I don't know the full title. Or so.
Yeah. Well.
I don't know. I don't feel like there's much more on this.
I don't think there's any.
I'm excited for the week. I'm sure everybody else is. A little shorter episode than last week.
Yeah.
Games haven't happened yet, so there's less to talk about, right? So, I mean, I feel like we wrap it up here. Obviously, there's no news or anything. I think it's good, right?
Yeah, I think we're good to go.
All right, yeah. So I just want to say thank y'all for listening to another episode of the Drop Bag Podcast. Be sure wherever you are listening to leave a like, follow, subscribe, or a comment. We always appreciate it. If y'all disagree with any takes or anything, let us know down in the comments below. As always, thank y'all for tuning in. Hope y'all tune in the next one, and peace out.
Peace.